Hi, Thor Holt here in association with Aberdeen Business News here at Offshore Europe 2013. Delighted to have with me today on the Energy Connection Andrew Louden of Interwell.
Yep, nice to meet you.
Great to meet you, Andrew. So the question for me really about Interwell is, who are you?
Yeah, well, Interwell as a company is about 12 years old. It was a Norwegian company, and we're now got bases in the Middle East and in the US and in the UK. So the UK was one of the first areas where they actually set up a base to actually support the operations in the UK. And we established Interwell in the UK in January 2011.
Okay.
Since then, we've grown from about 4 to 40 people.
Wow.
And we support global operations actually from the Aberdeen base. So our offshore guys go and run our tools into the wells. So it's downhole well intervention equipment, it's plugs, straddles, gauge hangers, etc. that we actually deploy. Our technology is quite differentiated from some of our competition. We have some major competition, but we've got very high expansion ratios in our plugs, and as our theme for this show talks about, we have extreme technology, so up to 15,000 psi, 200 degrees C, and we're ultra slim technology.
Great, so you have extreme technology, and is that what you said, extreme? Yeah,
that's correct.
Because what I was wondering is, how do you create that kind of growth in terms of bringing on the qualified people? From 4 to 40 seems to me anyway like quite a significant rate of growth. So how do you achieve that in terms of bringing on those skilled people that you must need?
Yeah, it is a real challenge. We've been very careful about the people we've taken into the company. Our philosophy is to try and make Interwell in the UK the best place that they've ever worked. Our focus is very much on the individuals that we take in, making sure that they actually are in a happy environment, that they actually enjoy their jobs, and that we reward them for that. We've got a very good network of people that we've worked with in the past, so ex-colleagues, and they do want to work with Interwell in the UK. So we've been very fortunate. We've got a very good reputation now with our clients, and it's so far proved to be reasonably okay to actually employ these people. But we have had to be careful as to the speed and the way in which we take people on, making sure that we've got the work before we actually take them on in most cases, but other times also taking people on in advance, so trying to ride that wave but not being behind the wave, but also not falling off the front of the wave as well. But so far that's actually proved very successful. So
do you think, Andrew, there could be anything in the dynamism of the actual leadership? Now, when I Google your name, I get a really interesting thing. I get all your professional stuff, but also there's a really fascinating personal story, an adventure story. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Yeah, well, that's a rather unconventional thing to do, to take a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old down to the southern tip of Africa. So yeah, in 2007, just before we set up Interwell in the UK, really, I suppose, we drove as a family from Cape Wrath to Cape of Good Hope.
Wow, great. Okay, so it sounds to me like there's definitely an element of dynamism in the company. It kind of reminds me of an early Google or Apple, which might sound a bit grandiose, but I mean in terms of the spirit of the company, it seems quite, well, dynamic's the best word I can think of right now, Andrew, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we do try to challenge the conventional approach to how we do business. As a company, you know, we've obviously got certain products, but we've got a core expertise in the company, so there's core knowledge and skills. And so, for example, in the decommissioning market, we've entered the decommissioning market leveraging the expertise in the organisation, as opposed to just promoting the products which we've actually got at the moment. So we do like to think creatively how to apply technologies from one sector into another, and that's what we've done in that situation.
Great. With all the success that you have been having with Interwell, Andrew, I'm just wondering if you've got any plans for any more of those sabbatical family adventure trips around the world, or is that all for the past now?
Well, yeah, there is a plan in the making, actually. I wasn't expecting to have to give that on camera. But
excellent.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a spirit of adventure that you can have in a work setting as well as in a personal setting. So yeah, there's opportunities for more travel. We haven't done Central America yet. It's quite difficult to get the Land Cruiser out there, though. So after investigating that, we're not going to actually ship a Land Cruiser to Central America. So there is one for sale if anybody's looking for a Land Cruiser. It's in my driveway.
You need to Google this guy and you'll find out what I'm on about with the whole family adventure thing. It's pretty impressive stuff.
2c2k.net.
Who?
2c2k.net.
Excellent. 2c2k.net. Well, I've really enjoyed speaking with you, Andrew. Thank you for being my energy connection today. I'll hopefully catch up with you again later on in the show.
No problem.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you very much. Pleasure meeting you.